Wireball present. Haley, Billy,
Here.
David,
Here.
Eric, John,
Here?
Terry,
Here.
Sarah.
We do have a quorum.
It's a darn good thing, because I was baking.
Approval of agenda tonight.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Billy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of last month's minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Dave,
Second that.
second by Billy.
Second that.
To approve last month's minutes, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Financial report is the same, I believe.
You're the only one that has one.
I guess I do have one.
You got them for everybody, don't you?
Yes.
It
Oops.
didn't change.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
did, yeah.
it didn't change. so.
Okay.
Snapshot.
Motion to accept.
Motion by Terry,
I'll take a copy of that for my record.
No, second. that.
second by Billy to accept the financial report.
Do you want one,
you.
Dave?
I got one.
You got one? Oh, you got one?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comment. We do not have any, that's Adam. I
You
mean,
don't
he
count?
is,
He is public.
he's got a lot of comments, I know that, but you might not. You might not like them. Yeah.
Forever.
Down to certificate of appropriateness applications. 113 East Fond du Lac Street, which is the American Legion. They were in probably 10 months ago,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and we talked to them, and they did go with the round columns. If you noticed, if you went past their building, they had started already. They started last week, Thursday. Sue Leahy from the building inspection office called me. There's always problems with scheduling to get people, and their contractor was ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And we discussed it, and without approval from this commission, we went with that it was a hazard, and it was definitely a hazard, the old columns.
Yep.
We had a previous, probably 4 years ago, at Jay's Barbecue, they had a fence up which was falling down, and it was a hazard, and Ludwig's said it was perfectly fine without our approval because it was a public hazard. So Sue and I decided to give them the permission to do it. We can review it, but I think we're pretty much on board that they went with the round columns, and it's back to where it pretty much was originally.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it and
Mhm.
different ideas and ways to do it inexpensively, but looks like they came up with the money and
They did.
it's gonna, according to what the pictures are,
Mhm.
it'll fit what was their ones.
Right.
Didn't we talk about them really being outside the district anyway? They're
They
not
are, but
really-
they
Yeah.
still want to be recognized, and they still want to come to us for ideas and
Yeah.
permission and things like that.
Okay.
They are not locally designated. They're on the state and federal
State.
register, but they're not locally designated. But they honor what was in place years
So they got
ago.
with the historical commission, the state, to do this, right? I mean, so they're gonna keep their designation.
Oh, yes,
This is
definitely.
all-
Absolutely, yeah.
If they want our approval, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
Motion by Dave, second by Kathy Lee to approve the certificate of appropriateness application for 113 East Fond du Lac Street, the American Legion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Appreciate them doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, it's actually a lot of great
very nice,
paperwork.
yeah.
Money must have been found somewhere.
It always gets found. Just gotta really dig.
You gotta dig deep, yeah.
Well, they're big. Those columns are.
Would you pass that down?
Yeah,
I got one.
Dave, you got one? Okay.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right, there's one for Kathy Lee, one for you,
Thank you.
Billy. So next is 230 Watson Street, which is the old American House, which will be the new condos, Watson Street condos. As far as I can understand, they would like, and I don't know if we technically need to approve this or not, but they found a spot in that, if you're looking at the map, that upper, or at the blueprint, the upper left-hand corner, for 2 more condos.
What? They
And-
found enough room for 2 more condos?
Yes,
That's awesome.
so they're gonna go, if you go like on the
Oh, what
third
about
page,
unoccupied roof area?
it was, I don't know what they actually called it.
Who's
Um,
that?
Yeah, it
it'll
was the
be right
unoccupied
there.
roof area.
Yeah.
The open area that shows right now.
Oh, where
Yes.
the white membrane is.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that back
By the
corner.
gas meter. I wonder, yeah.
If you go to the third page, they have it highlighted in orange.
Right.
2 one-bedroom units.
Wow.
Yeah,
If you go further in, so there are 2 main changes. The design of the garage has changed a little bit.
Yeah,
For being
it's on
a
one
two-
level now.
It's become one level,
Yeah.
so it'll look different. And then
Okay.
that side that faces the little like green space there,
Mhm.
that'll all, like if you look at the later pictures, that'll all almost be one solid, height, almost, instead of drop down and then you saw the walkway previously. So it will
Mhm.
change the general look of the property. So they just wanted a quick revisit to make sure you guys are good with it.
I actually think changing that is a positive for them because, I don't know, I'm 63 now. It's just nice to have a flat surface rather than rumply, and I think it'll go over better, especially if they, rent or people
You can
buy
see
that
the-
are older.
So what they'll do here, back here, Billy, where this would have been the existing roof area, they're adding on to that white membrane area. Putting a second floor there.
Yeah, before, yeah, follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you look at this one,
Wow, you picked them up, then you'll get 13, huh?
if you look, this is what,
Yeah.
and then you go to the new, what they're proposing is that one.
Right there, this little,
Yeah. And then, I didn't see the
yikes.
garage change, but that's,
You're still gonna have the patio on the front side, or on the Blossom side of that.
I got your pencil sharp, didn't
so that's, I mean, it changes the exterior somewhat, but I don't think in any bad way.
I? No. No.
You're just-
Adam, do you know why they changed the garage?
Cost, overall cost.
Just cost, okay, I was just wondering, because, okay.
I thought maybe too with the access,
They're just
having back out on the Blossom all
optimizing
the time instead of,
what they have,
I
that's
think,
all.
I think it's the cost and doing 2 stories versus one, and I think it just did not come as favorable, so they revisited it, and in the meantime too, I think on the flip side, the economics of simply adding 2 units
Right.
Oh,
a dead
sure.
space.
That's making the best of what you have, for sure.
You know,
Because according to the plan, they're still gonna have plenty of parking.
Yeah, they have to meet the
Right.
the
I mean,
standards for the parking.
so we'll change some of the look, again, but, you know, nothing overly, public facing, it'll kind of be on that one side, but.
On the north side is where you're gonna see the
Yeah.
difference then.
I'll see it from my living room.
It's not gonna change
If
the
I
stairs
move to the
coming
brick
down or
house, I'll
anything
see
else, right?
everything.
Yeah, there you go.
What was that, Dave?
They're not gonna change the stairs or any of
I have to
that, all
call
that
you.
existing
You'll see
stuff,
north.
they're
Yeah.
not,
I got the south.
all that stays the same, so.
It's still handsome, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Still a million times better than what's sitting there now.
2 million.
Yeah. It still shows that ramp
Yep.
from the garage connected to the back of the building. So I think,
The
just
last
let me make
page,
sure that's on the new,
look at the very end, it shows it,
yeah.
Nothing right here.
the picture on the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
last page
It's-
on the bottom right. Shelley, look,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you must have a different last page than mine. Mine's a perspective, not an elevation. Well, golly. I say go, Tom, go.
Is that a motion?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Motion by Kathy Lee,
I second.
second by Billy to accept the certificate of appropriateness application for 230 Watson Street with those revised changes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Hopefully that's the last time too.
You know what, if it's not, bring it on.
We will.
It's not that hard for
No,
us.
it
always
we gotta
changes.
take it,
Yeah.
we're trying to get this done so they can sort of get started, so we gotta go to plan commission too, just to revisit it quick next week, so. So thank
So
you.
your job's been kind of boring.
No, they're doing all the work, it's just, it's reviewing it to make sure that we get the right approvals, because.
I'm teasing
know.
you because ever since you've been here, like, your office is on fire.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on.
Yes, that happens.
It does. So color standard?
Yes, we'll go to the color standards for signs and window frames. If we want to discuss that, if we feel that we would like to, I would say we would have to make a recommendation to council to change our ordinance, or our, I wouldn't say it's an ordinance, what would it be called? It's
The
a-
existing design?
Yeah,
The, what would pass appropriateness?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So if we would like to do that, then I would, if we discuss it and we want to move forward with controlling the
Well, to wait for Sarah, like maybe next month, we could talk about it again.
Sure, we can,
Because she had some ideas,
Mhm.
and, do you
But if-
remember what they were?
Can we,
the procedure would be, we decide if we're going to do it. And then I would approach Ludwards to find out the proper way
Yeah.
of doing it.
Mhm.
And then I'm sure it has to go to say a process of steps,
Yeah,
months to do
yeah.
it.
Because if she had, maybe gray, black, bronze, or something that,
Well, and I don't think we need right now to decide what colors we want to go with. I just think we need the conceptual idea of
standards.
this board wants to pursue regulating the colors.
So it wouldn't just be window frames, by the way, I think it would be window and door frames.
That would be right.
'Cause
And we
they're-
can, yes,
but signs and the frames?
yes. And if we wanna go,
I don't understand the signs or sign prints
signs,
Sign.
and
the signs, yes,
So you're talking about the metal around the
yes,
outside?
right.
So the
Oh,
ones that
that's my
stick out on
question.
the
Mhm.
hardwood,
I mean,
yeah.
not the color of your sign.
No,
Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
The
the
sign,
color.
not the frame, the sign.
Okay.
right.
the color of their sign?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure that we understand.
Well, Billy, thank you for saying that. I thought it was the.
Well, that's usually, it would be, well, black, I would say.
Yeah, I don't
so
think
black
anybody else
metal.
does them in any color but black.
Rust,
I
yeah,
know, yeah.
eventually.
Yeah,
Right.
rust.
You start out.
If it's old enough, it's rust.
And they turn rust.
Mhm.
So we could eliminate anything that was too bright or something, is that? the
Right, if
point?
somebody wanted to paint it blaze orange.
Yeah, because right now, if you brought in another business that is going to compete with an existing business, if you wanted to showcase yours, make yours stand out, like you said, paint it blaze orange or something, that's your sign, because people's gonna notice that
Mhm.
first. And
We'll see.
it doesn't fit with the historic
It does.
district.
Don't
And,
we have that rule now in place that it's, the whole idea here is to make sure it is close to historical,
Yes.
that it looks historical, not,
people, I wouldn't say it's a rule or an ordinance, but people have been jumping on the bandwagon and following,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we've
Right.
had real
Yeah.
good, I mean, it's been, since I've been a part of it, it's been real good that people have been, even the type of font, but the colors
Mhm.
that they've been picking out, choosing something that's going to, be more of that era, closer.
yeah.
Would it be appropriate to talk about the one that's not exactly,
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why this is coming
Right,
up,
I
because we
wouldn't-
keep getting complaints about that.
yeah, okay.
I
I
would
was
say
just
not to
curious.
talk about it, but that's a reason, like Terry just said.
So it's a
To-
dead issue, is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
how
a
does it
secret
work- how does it word
society.
for us? I can't remember. I've been here so long, I can't remember we ever had anything like this come up.
We regulate the size,
Yeah.
that's an ordinance, the height,
Elevation.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how
And how-
far it projects out.
How
Um,
far it is off the sidewalk?
And I think that is basically, that's what it is. Because when the original, say, downtown rules were written, they tried to put in regulating the colors, and I don't know if it
Maybe
just
it
fell
just-
through the cracks or
It
what
might have
happened.
just been too much too soon.
Yeah.
Well, I might have been a little too picky.
I get that with clients a
Yeah.
lot.
It depends on who wrote it and
Yeah.
who was on council to approve and not approve and things like that.
I'd like to know exactly what it is, the rule, as far as.
That's what I'm trying to get at, but
Well, you can look online, all the whole design.
obviously it's never been an issue because we haven't had to discuss someone coming in and wanting, complaining about it.
The design
Right.
manual.
Yeah,
It's
I-
all
Right,
online.
but I know somebody on Watson that has a business, and they were told that their signage wouldn't have gotten approved because of colors if there would have been a standard. And it's an already existing business,
Yeah.
Do
and I
they-
was kind of
And-
surprised.
Right, and I don't think we should use the word standard.
Right,
I think we should just
Can we
use
re-
different wording to,
Reword this.
because I don't like standard. I don't think everybody it should be black and white.
No.
I think there should still be choice,
Yes.
but the choice should be
it still has to be.
within a
worded-
range.
Right,
you know.
within the historic, I don't know, parameters
Oh,
or
there's a
something.
palette.
Yes,
Right, and
that would be
historic
the word,
palette.
yeah.
Mhm.
Then we almost go by dates. 1900, you didn't have a lot of choices. And then it's a new-
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Black, white, and.
I'm just saying, that's how color
Yeah,
was.
but you know.
Red oxide.
So.
And I keep thinking blaze orange, and that's just easy, because everybody knows
Well,
what.
it's true.
You know, do we want, I mean, we're still just discussing this, and do we want to regulate a color like blaze orange? Or do we not? I mean, do we want a blaze orange sign next to?
I think we need to talk about it more because
Mhm.
it does
Yeah, I do too.
not look nice in a particular installation.
Right, right,
You can regulate without going to specific colors.
yes,
If the wording is,
Well, they also.
right, and that's,
and that's pretty much what we have now, do we not?
but we can't decide on color.
I have an idea. Rather than color, it could be the saturation, because some colors bounce off really heavy, like blaze orange,
Mhm.
and then there's a ton that don't. So it could be a reflective quality.
Well,
Height.
just about anything neon would be, you know, your neon green, your neon yellow, your,
Of course. If you're looking for wording, that's what I would do.
Right, and we would, you know, I would
because yeah, if we
prefer
wanna go
to.
down that, then we have to pick your parameters.
Yeah, be real specific.
A reflective quality of X or something.
I think we just leave it open for discussion. From, maybe other members might have a different
Mhm.
viewpoint and throw it out there and kick it around.
Well, if you use a.
Well, I guess,
I-
being a
guess.
downtown business owner, I'll talk to the business owners and, you know.
There's
if-
very
if-
little.
If they have a comment, you know, come to the next meeting
Mhm.
and give us your, you know,
Very few colors would not make our.
right, right, it's
Yeah,
not, it's
right.
not like we're telling them you have to use black, green, blue, whatever, it's, you can have whatever shade you want. in
That's
that
why I
palette.
said go with the reflective word
Mhm.
instead of color.
I can, I'll get a hold of Craig T-Bon, Ripon Main Street.
I just, in my head, I was thinking, well, if you had a camouflage clothing store or something, you can't have it camouflage, you know.
Well,
It's
if
popular
it's
out, but,
warm,
Mhm.
warm colors, as long as.
yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to see what would.
I don't think they would because they would disappear.
Yeah. I'll ask Craig
Camouflage.
though, to look up other cities that have, that are stricter than what Ripon
What we
is
are.
with colors and see what their sign and their
Right.
facade ordinance reads.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have beat this around pretty
Yeah,
good, so.
and we should, I mean,
Yeah,
we,
that's what I'm
this,
saying.
it's good to bring it up because I think it's something that is important.
Find out what somebody
to-
else's, what other cities' ideas they used and see how it
Mhm.
fits ours.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how we got our open carry for the events,
yes,
was going
right,
through the
Right,
same
going,
thing.
the
I
same
think that's
thing, what
something-
Yeah.
other cities were doing.
yes, let somebody
Yeah,
else
Craig
do
to do that, so
legwork.
we can, that way we can have a regulation and find out what the business owners are really looking for down there.
Mhm.
Get a consensus on that, or which direction they're wanting to go, and then that'll have a rule where it prevents anyone from deviating from what
Yes.
the majority of people want down there, what we're looking to make this, which is a historical downtown.
Right,
We want it
So,
to be
yeah,
calm.
I bet you Craig will come up, I bet you Craig can come up with all kinds of
I'm sure he
good
can.
stuff, and Lud get a
Mhm.
hold of it, and we could probably come up with something that everyone would be happy with.
Yeah,
Terry, do you guys, building owners meet regularly or?
They haven't done any for a while. Of course, with everything with COVID, it was difficult because they were
Yeah.
Zoom meetings. And I was just talking to Yvonne from Diggs. He said there hasn't been any as of late. I don't know if it's the timing that they're looking to do them, because they were doing them in the morning, and if you do something else, it's difficult after work. But I know a lot of people, once they close their shop, they just want to head home.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend another half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour having a meeting, so. We were just discussing about bringing them back up, so.
Mhm.
Ask their opinions on that, see what they have to say.
I really think they should have, like every fourth meeting should be a 5 o'clock meeting. I was on the Main Street board, or on the Yeah, I
On
guess
the
that, on the board, and when I worked in Green Lake, I could be at the 7 o'clock meetings in the morning and just go in late.
And 9 or 10, so they were having 8 o'clock meetings.
Well, a
Well, I
lot
go
of
to work at
boards will
6
do-
AM, so those don't
A
work
lot
for
of
me.
boards will do AM 1 month,
Yes.
PM the next, just so
Right.
everybody has a chance.
This month, I'll get a hold of T-Bond. Terry will talk to a few people
Mhm.
downtown. Good. Any more on that? Any more ideas? Or- Okay. Residential and commercial building applications for an informational
You know what, you
plat.
guys, I don't have an update on that. We've
Yeah.
just been
Okay.
super busy
Mm-hmm.
and tossed you guys. It's the truth that I come to you with.
Well, we'll bump that to next
Yeah.
month.
Thank you.
That's not a problem. Historic parking signage on Watson Street. The chamber also,
So how
and all
would
the
we,
business owners.
how would
downtown.
we do that then? Where do we start?
I think we should, I don't know how we can do it legally.
Adam has an idea.
A meeting, Adam?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just a meeting and invite
Right.
Jason from the chamber,
invite the
Craig
chamber,
from
get Craig.
Ripon Main Street. Anybody downtown and have
Right.
a regular agenda meeting.
And that's
for
another
it.
one I'll definitely talk to them about, because they all express concerns about parking. Mhm.
So I'll comment on that too. So
Mhm.
one of the things Main Street had done, and they're beginning to implement, I believe, was kind of a rebrand and analysis of the downtown with signage and banners and all of that. They had a consultant come in that was paid for by the state, and they put together an entire package, making everything uniform, including signs for parking lots, directional signs, all of that. So I don't know where Craig is. The entire package has been delivered on like, here's the plan. In addition to that, finding better strategies for providing business owners, here's where you can park additional to, if you had a hard time or when people come and complain about it, here are the additional parking lots. So I think it's something that the signs and everything have, honestly,
Could I ask you,
yeah.
I remember all of that and the guys coming in and giving their pitch and everything, but I didn't hear any results and like what, because we didn't see any of it.
Yeah, so I haven't seen a final package.
Okay,
This happened and occurred probably back in April or May
okay.
of this year.
It was like 3 before that.
It's been a while. It was a while.
Mhm.
It's been 5 to 10 years since this person.
5?
Yeah, it was a while. And
It's possible.
start doing some, they received some money, the chamber did, through a state grant that they applied for. I think they want to begin phasing in this project.
Implementation.
And, but it's, overall, it's gonna get, I think, pretty expensive, and then, as the city deals with issues with housing above units and, businesses needing spaces, we continue to evaluate spots, and it just gets to be, you start eliminating spots for permitting, and you just it just snowballs. So there's generally enough parking. There's just not great directional signage.
Yeah.
And that was all discussed, and there were maps and signs and models and
Gee,
everything put together that, if it's refined and, you know, I don't know why, you know, there hasn't been more brought up, but I can talk to
Yeah,
Craig.
we would really wanna see that as
Right.
far as colors and,
Mhm.
I mean, if the guy has made selections, it would be cool for him to come in and share them.
Mhm.
Yeah, not the guy, I mean, you don't have to have him back, but if Craig can communicate far without having our eyes on part of it.
Yeah, and I can't, you know, I don't know what role this board has in a situation like that, or if it's, you know, if no, you know. who's
Hopefully
funding
we,
it?
We're not gonna fund
We're-
it.
You know,
No.
I mean,
We
We're
would
not
like
gonna
to be
fund it,
part
but
of the
we would-
conversation.
we would, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But I know they started to redo some of the parking lots, because Ransom, the one behind me, that got new signage and got new, they increased the permit area along the one side, and now, I mean, the signs they put up there, it's only permit parking, so those people living above those buildings or the Airbnb, they know where they're parking now, and then they've got the spots set up for day parking. It's, so that one little spot they
You're
did
welcome.
behind us works very well. What was that?
no, no.
You
we-
funded it?
No, the city has had to, because
Right.
we just, we don't, you know, like, Blackburn lot right across here, I think it is, that's what we refer to it as. You know, there were apartments going up above, well, they don't have any parking. It doesn't take areas for snowplow, so we've been around and around and around on this. But, you know, those 4 spots in that lot there, in particular, those 4 spots are now, they're gobbled up. So that's 4 less spots for the public. Similarly, in the Seward Street lot, we took and added probably 3 or so additional parking spots, because we just get so much, and it's everything from tenants above,
College students.
college students, you know, businesses
Professors.
that have auxiliary vehicles. You know, a couple months when they're doing events, or they need, you know, need an extra, so we've tried to, you know, increase some of the permitting parking in a logical way, but also not taking all the public parking. We've re-signed some stuff, but still, there's no sign on any of the corridors or any of the intersections that say parking this way, parking that way. You know, this is how you get around town. So I think that's the next step in this, is identifying those in a comprehensive, clean way. So, yeah.
That is aggravating to me, that we have nothing to say about it and no idea of what's going on, and we can't even make a recommendation because we don't know.
And I don't know if it's if it's baked to a point where it's presentable
Yeah.
without
I mean, that's what we're
fine-tuning.
doing, come together in the branding way. And we're not actually doing that with signage yet, we haven't, but that's what we're trying to do with the standardizations. See that, and just, I really doubt they selected anything that would be offensive, but it would be,
Yeah, I
instead of
can't-
being ignored, I
yeah,
mean, that's why we're here.
Street focused. And
Yeah,
the
well,
board
that
and the
doesn't
people
shock
on
me.
that, you know, there are plenty of, I mean, yeah, I can't, I mean,
I know what
can
you're
separate,
saying,
know.
you can't control. I mean, that is why we're here, if anybody can mention it.
Well, I'll get a hold of Craig on that too, and invite him
Or call Tom,
to the next,
Moniz.
and, right, he's the Main Street president.
He should be invited to our meeting and
Yeah.
for that.
Or, sure,
Like I said, us getting signs and figuring it all out, kind of figuring out where could we put a sign to direct it. Well, it's hard for us to say, oh, parking on that sign when there is no specific parking spot.
I mean, you've been
Right.
to
Well,
enough
no.
of our meetings, Adam, that you can see, we're not here to slow anything down, and we're not trying to be bossy pants.
No, it's not that, I think it's just, you know, there's a concept, you know, there's been concepts before that haven't been executed because of funding or this or that.
Mhm.
You know, no, you're right,
So it's-
and
That's because of time.
Mhm.
It makes it harder for you guys.
Not
People don't
Main Street.
understand that you have, there's, you know, space that's owned by the city, specific different reasons.
Well-
And you guys have to plow it and maintain it.
if who's funding it,
Yeah.
who approves it? You know, like, so, I don't think their intention is to cut people out, I think it's to come up with an idea and a concept that makes sense, that takes into consideration the standards that are in place.
Well, I
And
understand
then,
the
and then
concept.
present it and
I
and
know,
say,
it'll be
you know, if we
great.
need approvals, get approvals, or come to the common council and say, hey, here's a plan, will you fund it? Because we don't have the funding to do it. Then,
Just
you
because
know,
they have money to do it though, doesn't mean they should just take off in their own direction and do it. And I'm probably just on it for several years. I would hate to see all of the time that I've spent here be ignored because
And I don't think that's the intention, so,
Yeah.
you know. and
it might
that's
not be
even
the
me,
intention,
yeah.
but thank God you mentioned.
Yeah, but it's been going on, and there have been meetings, and a
What
lot
are you
of,
so grinning about?
yep.
You think it's funny?
No, that he knew, that we actually found out now. But I think part of that is finding out what they're looking at cost-wise. Because I think if the downtown business people knew that this was actually something that they were looking at, and if they were all talked to, the funding might be able to be taken care of a little better because
So-
it would help out all their businesses.
So I've been to every meeting, I've seen multiple business owners there, I've seen
Okay.
things go out with surveys, I've seen a ton of stuff. You know, I mean, this is not news.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
so were we ever invited, or where the hell did I miss all this? I mean, I don't,
I'm trying to think if,
I
because I probably was invited because I own a building.
don't know if it was
But I don't
bid or
remember.
if it was the Main Street, but there was an entire morning and then night session.
I remember
And I
all
do
of
remember
that.
that,
But I
yes.
don't remember him coming back and reviewing it.
Formalized, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So how
getting-
did they make the signs happen behind Farrell's or whatever you're talking about?
Those are like parking signs at the city or.
Yeah, those are just city
They're not,
ordinance, those are just city ordinance
Those are made
signs.
at the prison.
Yeah. Yeah, those are city ordinance signs. Yeah, those are just city
Why did
ordinance
you
signs.
scare me that way,
Showing where they
Terry?
were.
No,
where they-
nothing's
Yeah.
been, nothing.
No. And the nice thing about it is they are very specific. I mean, if you pull back there now,
Yeah. I
you
went back
really
there.
cannot park in a wrong spot and get a ticket unless you really, right.
And then that's just overflow.
That's all the
So-
overflow,
okay,
So we
right.
move those spots down below because you're right there anyway and it makes more sense.
Right.
Well, I'm
Change in
happy.
parking, you know, they gotta get like pictures and they gotta pick the right pictures
Mhm.
that, you know, cause the banners that are currently that go out, I don't know if this committee or who approved the last banners.
That was
hung-
the college paid for all that, you guys.
Yes, they were part of that with Ripon. I don't know who paid for it, but yes.
Yeah.
But she's
Because I
not
know,
here
because
anymore.
Craig had called Timmy asking for a picture.
It's good. We'll just get Craig, I'll see if he can come next month and he can handle,
Craig knows
Both
about
of
our
them.
organization, so
yeah.
I would hope that he lets us know.
Yes, he will. I can almost guarantee you he will.
So we forgot to write next meeting date on our agenda.
Yes, I did forget
But
that.
I know what it is, January 4th.
January is the,
January.
2022.
January 4th.
How scary is that? Oh,
Are you?
yeah.
I don't know.
oh,
You're
I
what?
just, it's, Chris retired and she's, I don't know, luckily for me, her son's having the first baby, so in April. Otherwise, she wanted to go south.
oh, you want, yeah.
Can you see me just sitting down?
Yeah, I can see it for about 5 minutes.
Having trouble right now.
Yeah.
Sitting long enough to decide you're not gonna do it anymore.
put on the agenda for next month. Besides, I will put on, I'll contact Craig for the color standard. If anybody has any other ideas, you can call me. 'Cause I don't do the agenda until Karen
Prompts
Yes.
you?
Karen emails me and says, John.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she does a lot of hard work on it. Okay, I'll,
the open market.
for,
I'm keeping mine.
Yeah, if you guys don't want them, I'll take them back.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's fine.
As
Might
a
change again.
secretary.
I still got a copy of
Is
that
there any chance I can?
first original color pack.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Well, I do keep all of these because if somebody asks me a question about somebody or something downtown, I go back through my things and say.
motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Dave, second by Billy.
But I can go back to
All
my
in
list.
favor, say aye.
Aye.